Every year there seems to be a new celebrity scandal that shakes the media. Last year it was the Diddy situation. The year before that, the Amber Heard trial. And wouldn't you know it, 2025 has another story in store for us of multi-million-dollar fraud, civil lawsuits, and even Justin Bieber, out of all people, dragged into the chaos. And it all starts with a familiar name, Sean Kingston. Sean had always been dreaming of making it big. Coming from a Jamaican household, no wonder he could produce banger tunes. And at 17, his opportunity finally came. He released his new single called Beautiful Girls. Within just a week, it became a worldwide hit, reaching double platinum in no time. Crazy feat for a 17-year-old to achieve. And of course, that one song changed the whole trajectory of Sean's life. So life-changing in fact that in 2010, Sean Kingston had another opportunity to make a banger. This one with Justin Bieber himself. Of course it took off like crazy, reaching 700 million views on YouTube. The fame whiplash that Sean Kingston was a part of was nothing that has ever been seen before. With that amount of fame, the money would surely start to roll in. And Sean was not just gonna keep it hidden in the safe. He went on a shopping spree, starting off with designer clothes, luxury cars, and even a $500,000 crayon diamond chain. Spending all that money wasn't a problem for Sean. We estimated that his revenue just for the song Beautiful Girls alone was upwards of $20 million. So of course he lived lavish. More cars, more jewelry, and more designer clothes. As years went on, Sean's music started to cool down a bit. Maybe not just a bit. Nobody was going to his concerts anymore. With no more songs that became hits, Sean started to run into a problem. His money was running out. How could you imagine driving a G-Wagon around town one day and the next all you got is just a Prius? His spending never slowed down, not a bit. With all his finances bloodied, how the hell did he do it? Well, let me introduce you to a little secret tip called wire fraud. Sean was looking for an upgrade on his entertainment system in his house, and because he is Sean Kingston, he wouldn't get any normal system. With that, he contacted Ver Entertainment, a distributor who provides outlandish entertainment systems, and he ordered a 232-inch TV. I'm serious. Here's the receipt if you don't believe me. One 232-inch micro LED TV called Cone. All of that with the installation cost alone would total upwards to $100,000. This was an outrageous amount of money, even for Sean Kingston. So he bargained to have a lower down payment on the whole system. In turn, he would provide them with a promotional video for the company. Sounds good, right? Well, Sean also said that his best friend, Justin Bieber, will be in the video too. One thing to note, Sean and Bieber haven't been talking for ages now, but of course, the company didn't need to know that. Ver Entertainment agreed and installed everything in Sean's home for a $30,000 down payment. And here's where the genius of Sean's whole plan kicked in. He didn't pay a single cent for it. Sean promptly made up a fake wire receipt to Ver Entertainment that notified them that exactly $30,000 had been transferred into their account. Times went by and Ver Entertainment suddenly starts to realize there's no payment coming their way. The $30,000 was never recorded on their own system. There was not even an update that came to light regarding the promotional video that Sean had promised them. And of course, when you don't pay the down payment and lie about your promises, why would you pay the rest of the bill? Ver Entertainment then uses their connection and power to contact and have Sean Kingston pay the remaining sum, which is actually the whole bill. Ver Entertainment promptly filed a civil lawsuit against Sean Kingston to resolve this whole case. And when lawyers and a whole lot of money are combined, you know they're gonna dig up some nasty shit. In 2015, Sean allegedly obtained a $365,000 watch without paying the vendor. In 2016, Sean allegedly obtained another $301,000 worth of jewelry without paying the vendor once again. In 2022, Sean failed to pay for 2 luxury watches worth over $1 million. There seems to be some kind of pattern here. And as soon as lawyers started to realize, they started to investigate. It didn't really take a long time for authorities to build a case on Sean, because wire fraud is one of the dumbest scams in modern history. Look at it this way. You're going into a store and purchase some expensive shit. You use your own name to make a receipt on the purchase. You use your real banking details to conjure up some fake transfer receipt. And then, using your real address, you have the stuff delivered right to you. Investigators started to dive a little bit deeper in the 3 cases brought to light by Verver Entertainment, and they found that this had been running for years. Everything expensive that Sean had bought, a new car, some watches, he did the exact same scheme. He would sweet talk them. After all, it's the famous Sean Kingston you're talking to. And then just send them a fake transfer receipt. And the best thing, Sean wasn't doing this alone. He was doing this with his mom, Janice Turner. Turns out she was the one who made the fake receipts for Sean to use. She'd really have a knack for it, because she was actually convicted of doing the same crime for years before Sean had blown up. She even went to prison for 16 months and just got out when Beautiful Girls was released. Suddenly, authorities had everything they would need. A SWAT team raided Sean Kingston's mansion in Florida. They arrested his mom, who was staying at the residence at the time, and quickly found out where Sean was. He was actually performing a concert at Fort Irwin, an army base in the Californian desert. They at least let him finish the show and arrested Sean right after his performance. Sean paid the $100,000 for bond and got released. He was to be placed on house arrest immediately, with 24/7 electronic monitoring strapped to his ankle. Meanwhile, his mom, she wasn't so lucky. The court had deemed her a flight risk because, previous fraud convictions. The most interesting part of the story is actually the trial. So the trial day finally came, and there were some interesting events to note. First, weirdly enough, Sean's mom, Janice Turner, had agreed to testify on the trial. This was actually such a weird move, because there is like 100% guarantee when you are testifying on your own trial, you're gonna get viciously obliterated by the prosecutor during the cross-examination. In a fraud case, the evidence is highly stacked up against you. It's just a no-brainer to shut the up and let the lawyer do the talking. This move was like handing your own head on a silver platter to the prosecutor. Secondly, if you were the defense attorney for Sean Kingston himself, what would you have actually done here? Probably focus the blame on his mom, stating that she would be the genius behind it all, trying to paint the picture that he got persuaded by his mom into the whole scheme. And that's exactly what they did. Well, they tried, but it was in a weird way. The defense team was rambling on and how Sean was just a kid, that he didn't know any better. But what the was that supposed to mean? He's 35 years old. I mean, does this dude really look like a kid to you? But this wasn't even the best part. After the jury went out and debated for a couple of hours, they eventually came back with a guilty verdict on all counts. Sean Kingston started to break down, and I mean, he really broke down. He bawled his eyes out, throwing a fit and making a scene in the courtroom. He started to scream, "Protect my mom! Protect my mom!" like he was on Judge Judy or some shit. And Sean, listen to me, just shut the f up and let the lawyers do the talking. Now, Sean is stuck on house arrest and his mom is still behind bars. Both are still waiting on the day of sentencing, which is scheduled for July 2025. Regarding their actual punishment, we are estimating that they are looking at up to 20 years in federal prison. Conspiracy to commit wire fraud, grand theft, and criminal use of personal identification information. And of course, this all will include a hefty fine, all because of some big ass TV and the inability to see reality for what it is. So Sean, time to say goodbye to these beautiful girls, because you're gonna meet some real beautiful boys soon.
Come over here and kiss me on my hot mouth. I'm feeling romantic.